They said her life was over. That grief would bury her future forever. That once love dies, hope dies with it. But when the world gave her every reason to walk away, she chose loyalty. She chose sacrifice. She chose faith. Sometimes God carries you to a strange land, not to break you, but to build you, and to write a love story only tears can water. Where you go, I will go. Stay with me as we discover her journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, so you will not miss out in our next thrilling video. Badagry, 6:15 a.m. The sun had barely risen when Ruth stood by the door, suitcase in hand. The walls of the small room still smelled like the past, salt from the ocean breeze, the scent of her late husband's clothes folded neatly in a corner. Her fingers traced the Bible he had given her, the one with his handwriting inside. Even in loss, God writes new beginnings. Behind her, Mama Naomi, her mother-in-law, coughed softly, wrapping a faded shawl around her shoulders. Her eyes carried that distant look that only grief can carve, part emptiness, part endurance. Lagos is not for the faint-hearted, Naomi whispered, voice trembling. But maybe, it's where God will remember us. Ruth knelt beside her, tears glistening. Wherever you go, Mama, I go too. Lagos mainland, Ohota Motor Park, noise. Chaos. Life. The air buzzed with bus conductors shouting, Ikeja, Yaba Strait, and the smell of roasted corn mixing with exhaust fumes. Ruth and Naomi squeezed their way through the crowd. Their small bag, everything they owned, was clutched tightly. Hold your Bible close, Naomi said. This city tests your soul before it blesses your hands. They found a tiny one-room apartment in Mushin, cracked walls, one window, a flickering bulb. Ruth spread her wrapper on the floor and smiled weakly. It's small, she said, but it's ours. Naomi chuckled. If this is where God plants us, we'll bloom right here. Balagan Market. 2 weeks later, Ruth balanced a tray of second-hand clothes on her head, weaving through the chaos. Oga, bye. Fine dress, madam, she called, her voice hoarse from the Lagos sun. Every sale mattered, not for comfort, but for survival. When her foot slipped near a puddle, strong hands caught her tray before it fell. She turned, a man, early 30s, gentle smile, dark skin glistening with sweat, wearing a delivery uniform with 8 transport services embroidered on it. You almost lost everything there, he said, smiling. Ruth laughed faintly. Story of my life. He extended a hand. I'm Michael Adewale. Ruth, she said softly. As their hands met, the camera lingers, not on romance, but recognition. 2 weary souls carrying invisible burdens. Night. Ruth returned home with tired feet and blistered palms. Naomi sat by a small candle, reading from the book of Ruth. Naomi read aloud, her voice steady, Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Ruth smiled faintly. Mama, it feels like the story is repeating itself. Naomi looked up. Then maybe God is still writing ours. Weeks turned into months. Ruth's routine was a rhythm of struggle. Dawn markets, late-night prayers, endless faith. One afternoon, as she counted her meager earnings, a familiar voice called from behind, Ruth, right? It was Michael again, this time holding a small food pack. I noticed you didn't eat yesterday, he said gently. Ruth hesitated. I can't repay you. He smiled. Then just pray for me. That's worth more than money. They sat by the roadside, eating rice and stew from the same plate as buses roared by. It wasn't love yet, it was kindness that healed quietly, the kind only heaven could notice. Months later, Naomi fell ill. The doctor's voice was low but firm. She needs rest and nutrition. Without help, it could get worse. Ruth sold everything, her tray, her clothes, even her wedding ring, to pay hospital bills. Still, it wasn't enough. That night, under the harsh neon light of Mushin, she broke down at a street corner. "God, are you still with us?" she cried, her voice echoing against walls and rain. Then, headlights. A car slowed down. Michael stepped out, holding an umbrella. He didn't speak. He just knelt beside her, covering both of them with the umbrella as rain poured. Michael whispered, "You don't have to fight alone anymore." Michael helped care for Naomi, bringing food, helping with errands. His presence brought laughter back into their one-room home. But Lagos whispers travel fast. Market women started talking. "Ah, that girl Ruth, she's using her tears to catch a man." Naomi heard it one day, and her heart broke. She confronted Ruth. "People are talking. Don't let pity become your prison." Ruth nodded, tears in her eyes. "Mama, he's not helping me because of what I can give. He's helping because God sent him." Naomi smiled faintly. "Then let grace defend you." Michael's business began to grow. He hired more drivers and opened a small logistics office in Surulere. Yet he still stopped by Naomi's flat every evening, sometimes with food, sometimes just to pray. One evening, as Naomi slept, Ruth stood by the window, watching the city lights. Michael joined her quietly. "Do you ever miss home?" he asked. "I do," Ruth replied. "But maybe home is not a place. Maybe it's people God gives you." Their eyes met. Silence, sacred, unhurried. One morning, Ruth woke up to find a letter on the table, written in shaky handwriting. "My daughter, if you're reading this, I've gone to rest. Don't cry for me. Your love gave me peace before death. Find joy again. Let love rebuild what life tore apart. Mama Naomi." Ruth sank to the floor, clutching the letter to her chest, sobbing. Later that day, as she buried Naomi at Aiton Cemetery, the sky turned orange, not dark. Hopeful. Almost divine. Some losses don't end stories. They begin new ones. A year later, Ruth now worked as a bookkeeper in Michael's office. Her poise, discipline, and faith became her strength. One evening, Michael found her praying quietly at her desk. He waited until she finished, then placed a small ring box on the table. Ruth froze. "Michael?" He smiled softly. "You taught me what love looks like. It serves, it waits, it trusts. I want to build a life with that kind of love." Tears streamed down her face. "You're not saving me, are you?" He shook his head. "No. I'm joining you." Years later, Ruth and Michael stand outside a modest home in Surulere. Children play in the yard. The walls still bear cracks, but laughter fills the space where despair once lived. Ruth narrates softly, "I once thought love was found in perfect places. But love is born in broken ones, where faith dares to rebuild." Camera pans upward, sunlight flooding their home. She left her hometown with nothing but faith, and found a love that crossed borders of pain and providence. This is not just her story, it's ours. When you choose faith over fear, love always finds its way.